Hey, it's Pizza Dude Man, and I got my buddy Chris with me again today.
Hey, I live with him now.
That is not true.
Unfortunately.
But we are gonna talk about Smash Brothers because a lot of big stuff happened. Big stuff. It's big, the stuff that happened.
Big things are happening to me. Big. Yeah, that's a really long extended note. That must be obnoxious to listen to.
I thought it was pretty
Yes,
clear.
Buzz Lightyear is confirmed for Smash.
That's right. He can set his laser from stun to kill.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know if you guys heard about this little thing called E3. It happens every year, and people tend to show stuff at it. Generally, game developers and publishers. Well, it just happened this year, and we got a lot of Smash stuff as part of Nintendo's presentation.
I want to say we got 25 minutes worth of just straight Smash stuff.
Yeah, at least half of the presentation was just Smash. The other stuff that was there was really cool. I was happy with it. A lot of people are upset that they didn't show, like, more stuff, but...
right.
E3 has not been Nintendo's primary method of revealing things.
Nah, they do the directs when they feel like it now.
Yeah. Smash got revealed, like, in March. Like, we just had a direct a couple months ago that, like... That's why we started doing speculation again. Like, they do E3-style presentations throughout the year, so... I'm not too upset about not seeing everything. They just wanted to show a couple things, and everything that they showed was really good. I'm interested in Fire Emblem and all that.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, that it looks like a good direction to take it.
Great.
It gets close to that feeling of that like dream game of mine where it's a medieval battlefield, but you actually have like the whole battle actually going on.
Yeah.
But it's not like Dynasty Warriors where you're just insanely overpowered.
Right.
I'm curious to see how much that plays in. I'm assuming it's just going to change your stats a bit, like based on how many forces you have and all that. But
yeah, that was interesting. It was something I didn't even notice till like the second time I was watching that trailer. I'm like, oh wait a minute, you have like this whole army fighting with you. Whoa.
Yeah. At least visually, it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I like the idea.
That was the big thing I was excited for Fire Emblem because I loved Awakening and Fates, but I mean, even though Fates was a vast improvement, neither were like, anything special in the graphics department.
Yeah.
And there's only so far you're going to get in a handheld anyway. So when they said there's going to be a new console Fire Emblem game, I'm like, oh my god, yes. I want something visually stunning, and this totally is.
Yeah, because visually, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn still hold up.
Yeah, I mean, they're a little outdated, but, I mean, they definitely fit their time.
Yeah. And then the whole formations thing that you can do with it. Yeah, I'm really curious to see more. Like, I think this might actually get me back into what they're doing with Fire Emblem.
Sweet.
Unless they make it so that you just have, like, an actual, like, dating minigame or something, then I might be out. But
well, this initial trailer doesn't have any Camillas, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, so that's actually a good sign. Maybe they'll just keep all the degenerate stuff on the handheld.
I mean, that's where the touchscreen controls are, so,
Moving on to Smash. I know that's what you guys are here for. So one of the things that I think like the first thing we said was just like, wow, this changes a lot.
This changes speculation and the approach to Smash Brothers as we know it.
Yeah, if you are out of the loop, basically what got confirmed was that every character that has ever been in Smash is back.
That was incredible. Like, first when they showed off Snake, because they were just showing off all the characters, and then they showed off Snake, and I was like, yes, Snake, I knew he'd be coming back, yes. Then they were like, everybody is here, everybody's coming back. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Pokemon Trainer appeared. I'm like, oh my god, we have Squirtle and Ivysaur back, and then we got Pichu back, and then we got like everybody. Young Link,
Young Link and Toon Link in a game together.
I know.
So we finally got our new Zelda character at least.
I do want to say, I guess the thing there, at least what we know so far, is that they have changed Link quite a bit to be a Breath of the Wild styled Link.
Yeah, the bombs are much more different. So I think that's what it is I think that they're changing his moveset around a bit and keeping young Link on more of the original moveset.
Right, like for instance, if you want to compare the bows, it looks like Link uses a duplex bow from Breath of the Wild because he's shooting 2 arrows at once. And then...
the bombs are also much different.
Oh yeah, and the bombs are really different. And then we know young Link, and you're able to see this in his character trailer on the website too, young Link still has his fire arrows from Melee, and then Toon Link, that leaves him with the traditional bow.
Yeah, it really seems like... just in general, it seems like a lot of the changes that they're making are to fix a lot of these characters, and that gives me some hope for Ganondorf.
That's already... He's using his sword in, like, all of his smash attacks. That's fantastic. That's confirmed.
That's something.
You can watch some of that in that initial trailer and also in the Ganondorf character trailer. All the characters now have individual trailers on the Smash website. And
I need to check that out.
And they show off more of that. And I guess people playing the demo are able to confirm, too, that, like, yeah, Ganondorf is using his sword for, like, every Smash attack.
Yeah. And then also, I think taking away the fatigue from Pokemon Trainer is nice, because now you have 3 actually, like, viable competitive characters.
It makes you almost think that, they could just have Ivysaur, Squirtle, and Charizard as 3 separate characters instead of all being put under Pokemon Trainer, but that would also leave out the Pokemon Trainer, who himself is a Smash Brothers character.
So this way you basically have 4 characters.
Yeah.
Because you can play as any of the 3 individually and be fine. Or you can play with the actual trading mechanic.
And the only thing they're missing, presumably, is a down B, unless they've changed the method of switching.
Yeah, the only thing potentially lost is Rock Smash.
Right, well, that's what I was wondering, is, like, are they going to retain Flare Blitz, or are they going to retain Rock Smash? And my guess would be Flare Blitz, because that was such a fun move, and Rock Smash is, weird.
But Flare Blitz, I would say, is also more of a specific to Charizard thing.
Right. And besides, Pokemon trainers don't need HMs anymore because they use Ride Pokemon.
God damn it. So that's the biggest thing is, I was saying before that... Well, I said this in the Pokemon video over on my channel. I'm not sure... I wasn't sure how many new characters we'd be getting just because the roster was getting large.
Right.
Well, now we know that there are 64 characters for sure.
65.
65 when you add the Inklings. And it's just like for everybody to come back. So now the roster's even larger. And Sakurai himself said, I hope that you don't mind that there won't be as many newcomers this time around.
Right. Most people I'm talking to are expecting, like, in total, including the newcomers that have been shown off, like, somewhere between 5 and 10 newcomers, as opposed to, like, the 15 that we've seen in the previous installments.
Yeah. I think 10 is going to be on the higher side of what's possible.
I think so, too. I think for base game, like, maybe, like, just above 5, if that. But, and I was talking about this in my own video I did about the E3 presentation. What that leaves for us, then, is presumably a lot of future DLC, because this game is, once again, presumably coming out early on the Switch lifespan, and so we have all the rest of the time that this game and the Switch exist to add DLC characters to this Smash game. And the cool thing now is that any DLC characters they do add are newcomers.
That's fair. They can't use DLC to bring back characters we've already had before.
Yeah, it's going to be all completely brand new stuff, and that's really cool.
They also are kind of doubling down on what we've been referring to as the clones up until now with the Echo Fighters.
Yeah,
it looks like that's really a thing that they want to have as a feature. So Daisy is in.
Yes,
as a Peach Echo Fighter.
Yes, I'm still gonna call it a newcomer, because I'm pretty sure. I think they've made it pretty clear that they are characters with their own, if you want to call them slots on the roster. That is not confirmed, but if we look at Olimar's trailer, he still has, like, Alf as an alternate costume and not an Echo Fighter. So obviously that's going to be on the same, like, roster slot.
Well, I think what the breakdown is there is Alf is just a cosmetic change.
Right. There are actual
with the Echo Fighters.
With the Echo
and
Fighters.
I saw some people talking about this, and they're like, how come Wolf isn't considered an Echo Fighter? And so what my interpretation of this is that you've got people like Alf, who is just like a costume swap. You've got the Echo Fighters, who have the same moveset, but it has slightly different effects.
Right.
So like Lucina has the same moveset as Marth.
Same exact moveset as Marth.
But the hitboxes are different, and like the effects are different.
Right, and that's how Daisy works, and that's how Dark Pit works. However, if you look, Dr. Mario is not an Echo Fighter.
Yeah, he has like a new stomp that he has as a Meteor Smash now.
And even without that, his down B has never changed. Mario has Flood, and Dr. Mario still has the Mario Tornado. So makes them not Echo Fighters.
Yeah, so what we can expect is that the ones that aren't Echo Fighters, like Wolf and stuff, they have their own moves, which has always been the case.
Always did, yeah.
Yeah, which has always been the case. So that's like the distinction that I've seen some people confused about, like what the distinction is, and I think that's what the distinction is.
Yes, it's kind of it's basically what we used to refer to as clones and semi-clones are now Echo Fighters and just unique characters.
Yeah, which makes sense to me. It's like you wouldn't call Ken a Ryu clone.
You wouldn't call Luigi an Echo Fighter.
Yeah, not at all. And I think that's perfectly fine to have some characters come from the same base, as long as, like, it makes sense. Like, Mario and Luigi totally would. Still on the fence about Ganondorf and Captain Falcon, but at least he's getting some changes.
Yes.
I actually really like Zelda's new art style, too. I like that they're going that direction with it.
I was surprised. It's so interesting. This is the first Zelda game where we don't have all the Zelda characters, or the first Smash game, where we have all the Zelda characters in different styles. Link is from Breath of the Wild, Zelda's from Link Between Worlds, and then Toon Link is from Wind Waker, and then Young Link and Ganondorf are from Ocarina of Time.
I also want to address something real quick that I've seen coming up regarding Impa. People have been making the argument that, like, Impa can't be in because, they're using Breath of the Wild Link.
Well, that's stupid. That was always a dumb argument.
and Impa's Breath of the... Yeah, and I just want to talk about why that's a dumb argument.
Okay. Good. Even disregarding the new art style thing, because that completely blows it out of the water. But what were you?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, even if Zelda, and they said this was Ganondorf too. They're like, oh well, Ganondorf wasn't in Breath of the Wild, like as a human, so you can't have him.
Yeah, someone commented to me like...
the dumbest arguments I've ever seen have been like that. That happened with Smash 4. There was a guy who was like, Toon Link's not going to come back for Smash 4.
Because everything's in a Twilight Princess design.
No, he said because it's in HD, and Toon Link wouldn't look good in HD.
It's so weird what people come up with for these things sometimes.
The stupidest argument you can make is like, oh, well, it just wouldn't look good. And so they're like, Impa was an old woman in Breath of the Wild, so she can't be in this.
Because they can't use any form of Impa that's ever been in any different Zelda game besides the most recent one.
And they couldn't just make it
arbitrary reason.
And even if they were doing Breath of the Wild, they couldn't just make a Breath of the Wild style of like the younger Impa that we saw in Hyrule Warriors and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking
that's impossible.
Just take Paya, slap Impa's face on her, and there you go.
Yeah, there is no reason, if you ever find yourself arguing that a character can't be in because of something like that, because of the visuals, that's just dumb. That's one of the easiest. That's one of the easiest things to handle.
And like, okay, I got a comment today that was like, I don't think they're gonna bring Ganondorf back because in Breath of the Wild he was this giant pig thing, and they can't make that playable.
Yeah, I saw that as well, and it's just like, they don't have to just use the most recent game.
Right. There's so many references. Why do you need to stick to just one? That has never been the case in Smash Brothers. Mario is using equipment from both Super Mario World and Super Mario Sunshine, and now his Odyssey hat too. So like, it does not need to stick to one game.
Yeah, this game is about representing the breadth of the series, not just the most recent thing. Like, it's never been the case, and I don't know where those arguments were coming from.
I have no clue.
It's really weird.
I just don't even know how that even pops into your head. I just don't understand.
It does look like Zelda and Sheik are staying as separate characters, though, so that's nice.
It does. I guess the one thing, though, that people have noticed is, I guess in the demo or in, like, some screenshots or something, like, people are playing as Sheik and, like, the display name is still Zelda for some reason.
Oh. That'd be a really weird reversion to make.
Yeah, like, as far as
they made such a big deal out of separating them.
And I don't know, maybe they're like, oh, transforming characters work now, and that's why we have Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard together. But I don't think it's the case, because there's too many contradictory things, like how they have separate character trailers, and the fact that we clearly see Zelda using the Phantom Armor attack, and Sheik using Bouncing Fish. So I don't think that's the case. My guess is it's just a glitch, or a...
Yeah, I hope that it's either a glitch or a Photoshop or something. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I think there's too many pieces of evidence against it, but yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Snake coming back is so nice. So things that let's see. Some things to address. Okay, so I feel like if there's going to be reduced newcomers now, I feel like it's going to be really high impact newcomers.
Yeah.
For example, we have Ridley.
We do. We haven't talked about that yet. That was the big newcomer reveal at the very end of the video, was Ridley.
Yeah. So, first off, let this be a lesson that, and this is something I've been saying, if you ever think that anything is 100% going to happen or not going to happen because of something that was said in the past, you're just setting yourself up to, like, look stupid.
And you know what?
This is something that we've learned over and over again in speculation. We've been there.
And the thing is, and the unfortunate truth there is we know that it's going to happen again. Like, Ridley's not going to be the last straw with this. We thought we've already reached the last straw before. We were told during Brawl's development that we will not see an Animal Crossing character in a Smash Brothers because it just doesn't make sense. It's too peaceful of a world. We're not going to see a fighter. Smash 4 brings in Villager. Then we're told in Smash 4, oh, Ridley doesn't make sense. He's too big. And so then everyone's on this train. Oh, no, Ridley can't happen. Ridley can't. We're speaking from experience. During Smash 4 speculation, when I first started, I never considered an Animal Crossing character viable. I never put an Animal Crossing character in my rosters. I said it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Sakurai himself said it wouldn't make sense and it won't work, and it happened. First newcomer revealed, just like this time. One of the first newcomers revealed, Ridley, who Sakurai said would not happen again. First of all, some people want to tell me Sakurai said that before. You know what? You know what Sakurai said? Sakurai has said every single Smash game is going to be his last one, ever since Melee. So,
unless he explicitly says something incredibly specific about the current game, that is the only time we can take anything as like an actual confirmation or deconfirmation.
Right.
Like, if he had come out and said we are not putting Ridley in this game, then that would be it's not going to happen thing.
Right.
But like,
you
can never know anything for sure.
You can't use past statements. Because things change, people change their minds. They find new ways to make it work. The fan demand's just so high. They find a way to make it work. You can't expect the same rules to apply each Smash game. Who would have expected in Brawl that we'd start having third-party characters? Who would have expected Cloud in Smash 4? There are no preconceived rules here. It's all a case-by-case situation.
Yeah.
So, and what I want to get into now is because now, which we come to expect too, right at the, the trailer of the game that came out, we're getting the deconfirmation of characters that are assist trophies that people wanted to be playable, like Waluigi, like Takamaru, like Crystal. They've all been confirmed as assist trophies, and or Bomberman too. That was the other big one. And so people are like, oh, I guess that means they can't become playable. I'm
just glad Bomberman's there, though.
Yeah, me too. Now, don't throw in the towel on that. If there's enough fan demand, they will make those characters playable, either in the next Smash game or as DLC in this one, despite the fact they are also assist trophies. They will do it. If people really want it and that they have a good idea for it.
I do want to talk about the Waluigi and Daisy thing real quick.
Yes, that's interesting.
Because a lot of people are upset about it. My interpretation of what this whole thing means is that because they had to bring back all these characters and make them work, they were really pressed for time on newcomers. And so we were kind of looking at a Melee situation where he was looking at what characters he can make that are Echo Fighters, basically. to help like round out the roster. I think the reason Daisy went in over Waluigi is that while they were both not probably like the first choice for like a new Mario rep, because I'm still holding out for Captain Toad, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, while they weren't the first choice, Daisy had an existing model that they could make an Echo Fighter out of.
Yes, that's exactly what I think too.
Waluigi did not. Waluigi would have been a new character completely from the ground up.
And you know,
they couldn't have based him off of Wario.
And I would say it takes solace in that. When they add Waluigi, he's going to be a unique character. That might not happen this Smash game. But, you know, I always say, gosh, then the whole thing with Ridley too, inevitably, if they keep making Smash games every console, they're going to add the characters people want. Waluigi's gained a lot of popularity as a Smash newcomer.
And if they keep the idea up of never having any characters cut ever, if they do keep that going, that means that, you know, now they won't have to completely update all of these new characters again, because they will have them.
Right.
So if they do a development process similar to what they've done for this so far, which looks like they mostly carried over 4 and tweaked it and like just kind of worked on what was already there, then they will have room for more newcomers next time. But the way that I feel is we are either going to be like, I think when it comes to the newcomers, we are going to be seeing probably a few more Echo Fighters, and then only a few like completely original newcomers, but they're going to be high impact newcomers.
Yes,
I think K. Rool's chances are very high now.
K. Rool, in most polls in both the States and in Japan, is like the #1 character in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
he's a unique character.
I think he's coming.
Yeah, if Ridley's in, I think K. Rool's chances are very, very high.
At least I hope so. If K. Rool misses the boat again, I mean...
Oh, man. That would be such a good... That'd be a good splash screen for him, though.
Misses the boat?
K. Rool misses the boat. So yeah, I feel like it was probably a situation where... In my head, because when we made the Mario video a while ago, we were looking at Captain Toad, Waluigi, and Daisy as being like the highest priority characters.
Yep.
I think it is still very possible that Captain Toad will be in.
Maybe.
I think that he would be one of the, when we're talking about high impact newcomers, I think he is one of those ones that would be there as a high impact newcomer.
Hey, if we see now that Ridley's not too big, can we get rid of the Captain Toad can't jump arguments, please? Those ones.
Yeah, that's also a really dumb argument that I want to address here.
Those ones are worse.
We talked about it on my channel, but hey, Sonic can't swim.
Yeah,
he does in Smash.
Oh my gosh, I came up with this big list of like contradictions for every single character in Smash Brothers that I was gonna use if I had to make a specific Captain Toad can't jump video, because I was getting so many Captain Toad can't jump.
Comments. Captain Toad not being able to jump isn't like a vital part of his lore that would destroy him as a character if he was allowed to jump in Smash. Captain Toad not being able to jump is because it's what works best for his isometric puzzle game.
Right.
This is an entirely different genre, and they will adapt characters to fit that genre better.
Now,
that's what they've always done.
Someone politely asked me, you know, there's a difference between someone leaving a really rude comment and someone leaving a polite comment, and I like to address the polite ones. Someone politely asked me, how do you think Captain Toad would work, since in his games he can't jump? And I responded, lighter backpack.
Yeah, I think it's possible that he'll be not like a huge jumper, but like it's that would be such a stupid reason to keep him out of the game.
Yeah.
To just say like,
we can't jump. It's the same as the art style doesn't match.
Yeah, it's an incredibly arbitrary thing. It's not going to destroy him as a character. Nobody's going to have their perception of Captain Toad destroyed if he's allowed to jump. It's just it's not that big of a deal.
It's really not.
And it's something they have always adjusted characters to fit this game more, because we've got characters from all different kinds of games, all different genres, who have had to do all kinds of different things to fit the genre better.
I mean, Captain Olimar never jumps.
Yeah, Captain Olimar is also a couple inches tall. Like, they have always changed characters to fit the game better. That's just the way it's been.
Yep.
Yeah, it's It's just it's a really dumb thing. Don't ever let something like that get in the way of like thinking a character can be in. It's not. We have overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Yes.
What else did we want to talk about? Yeah, so one thing I've been seeing is, and other people are talking about, like, what Echo Fighters we could see. And
I've only seen a
one
little
of
bit
the
of it.
common ones has been people asking if we could get Ken as an Echo for Ryu or Shadow as an Echo for Sonic. And so I wanted to talk real briefly about, do you think that having multiple reps from one third-party series is a possibility?
I don't
Do
see
you
why
think that we
not.
could see another Sonic character? Do you think that we could see another Street Fighter character?
I really don't see why not. Like, why is that an issue? I mean, sure, we haven't seen it before, but is there any reason we should believe that we can't see it?
That's what I've been trying to figure out. When it comes to these Nintendo franchises, those are the primary focus, so you like really expand on those. But I kind of feel like the focus with third parties has been a thing where it's like, we are adding a character to represent a third-party franchise that has a connection to Nintendo, but like that character stands in for the whole series.
Now, people are actually really wondering about Shadow in particular, because as of right now, we haven't seen the Shadow Assist Trophy, and in fact, we've seen a new Knuckles Assist Trophy.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've been thinking.
So people are like, oh, are they upgrading Shadow to an Echo Fighter?
Yeah, and that's one thing I've been thinking about, because like, I don't feel like it would be a priority, but
Right.
I feel like if we did get a second rep for any third-party series,
It'd be Sonic.
would be the most likely.
Oh, it would definitely be Sonic. I mean, come on. This is like, along with Snake, it's the third party that's been represented in Smash the longest. Sonic has the most crossover stuff with Nintendo as a third party, with all the Sonic and Mario Olympics games. And Sonic is really well known for having all those characters, so,
And there's so many exclusive games to Nintendo systems with Sonic.
If we're going on to the same thing where we talk about, well, maybe Daisy made it as an Echo Fighter because she had an easy person to replicate a model from. I mean, come on. Shadow's basically what Dark Pit is to Pit.
If you wanted to have multiple characters from the series, Shadow would be an incredibly easy way to do that. And it would be fairly high impact as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the thing is I'm not sure yet if it's likely with the reduced list of newcomers that we're going to be getting.
Right.
But I do think that if we do see a second third-party character from the same series, I think that is the most likely thing.
It would be Sonic. Sonic would be the first one to do it. I really think so.
And Shadow would be the easiest thing to do.
It'd be the easiest. Would not be my favorite, but it would be the easiest.
I would much rather have Knuckles or Espio playable, but
And for me, I've always wanted Tails as the secondary Sonic.
Yeah, so like but I feel like Shadow would be an incredibly easy way to do that if you wanted to.
Yep, it would be.
As far as other Echo Fighters go, I'm just like thinking through my head now of like what else we could see. What if we get Gooey as an Echo for Kirby?
What if we get Funky as an Echo for Donkey?
That could be interesting, because he does have a similar build. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get K. Rool, and I don't know if he would add. But then again, I do think that we're still gonna see a Mario rep other than Daisy. That's rough.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think about what other Echoes there could be. I am curious. Have we seen Crystal actually in action as an assist trophy, or was it just that picture?
It's in action because that picture is from Fox's trailer.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But
so
you
that
know
would
what?
mean that
She's
either she
in
is an
her-
assist trophy, or that would mean that she's either an assist trophy, or they dropped her in as a teaser that she's an Echo Fighter, and
That would be very
didn't-
weird. I feel like they wouldn't tease that. Like they would
Yeah,
just
it
show
would
it.
be. It would be an exceptionally weird way to do it, but until we actually see her be used as an assist trophy or something, we won't 100% know for sure.
Well, her assist trophy thing though uses a staff, so
Okay, so she wouldn't be an Echo.
no.
There's still the incredibly bizarre possibility that he could have dropped her in there, and is going to reveal her as a playable character later, but is like doing that as a misdirect.
That'd be-
I think it's incredibly unlikely.
Oh, I agree.
But like I said, that is
until
incredibly
unlikely.
But like I said, until we get a literal confirmation, we can't say for 100% sure.
Yeah, she was in her Star Fox Adventures outfit too. That's the first time they've used that since Star Fox Adventures.
Star Fox Adventures is so good.
I like that game.
I like it a lot too. We talked about it on our Let's Play of Pikmin,
did.
which you can find on Pizza Dude Man Guy's channel. Just look for the playlist, Let's Play Pikmin. It stars me and Pizza Dude Man Guy, and it's a great time until we start falling asleep about 16 episodes in.
We could do the entire LP in one night.
Yeah, we did the entire thing on Christmas Eve from, I think, like 8:30 p.m. until like 4:30 in the morning.
And we 100%ed it.
We 100%ed the game because that was literally the only chance that we had to see each other over Christmas break.
Yeah.
And we wanted to record something. So, it starts off really strong, and then it gets weird.
And then it gets funny, and then it gets sad.
And then it gets funny, then it gets sad. It ends on a very sad note. But I think it's a good time. I think it's a very good time. Especially the first, like, half. So as far as high impact newcomers go, if we expect everybody to be... If we only get, say, 5 newcomers that are actually completely unique newcomers that aren't Echo Fighters in any way... We've got Ridley.
Yep.
We've got Inklings.
Yep.
Those are both incredibly high priority.
Yep.
And high impact, like they made a big splash.
Yep.
I feel like K. Rool is like a 90% at this point.
I think he's our number 3.
So if you had to pick 2 more, that just like not worrying about which series needs more reps, but when you just look at this roster, what are the 2 other characters that you feel that feel the most missing, that you think would have the biggest impact if they were in?
It's hard for me to narrow it down to 4 right now in my head, or to 2, because in my head I think I have 4 or 5 right now. Yeah, I've got 5. Can I just list all 5?
Go for it.
After King K. Rool? Okay, here's my stance. 1, which I'm going to split into 2, is a new Mario character. We know it's not Daisy or Waluigi, so it's Captain Toad out of, all of his, merits, or it's Geno out of high popularity. Then possibly a new Pokemon, because we're so used to seeing new Pokemon.
Yeah, I think that really comes down to what he counts Pokemon Trainer as.
We do know that Eevee is a Pokeball Pokemon again, so it's not Eevee.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
And
Pichu's back as well.
Yeah, so they might not add a new Pokemon because they have so
that
many
is one more
returning
slot.
ones.
So if you count with both of them back, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon. 9 if you count Ivysaur and Squirtle as independent Pokemon from Charizard.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Whew.
Okay,
Wow.
Besides those, I would say, and I don't know if it's just wishful thinking on my part, but I'm going to say Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X.
I feel like they would prioritize Rex over Elma.
They might.
But I could see it going either way. I think it depends on... I was really hoping that they would announce a Xenoblade Chronicles X port for the Switch.
That's what I thought that first trailer was at first.
And I was like, is this custom Robo? Is this Xenoblade? Is this...
Well, they look very
mechs.
similar to the Skells and their weapon layouts and stuff, but then it was like the artistic style is very different, though, so maybe this is something new? But it wound up being a completely new game, so... When
I saw the initial thing, I was hoping that it would be like a new custom Robo that kind of took some cues from Armored Core. But, alas. God, Armored Core is a good series.
I feel like that's the most likely stuff. My own wishful thinking also says Springman, but I don't think that's going to happen base roster. I think if it's going to happen now, it's going to happen through DLC. Because I just think ARMS was too new for consideration. And that's what a lot of people speculate, is that
Well, they
ARMS
knew about it for a while.
They knew about it, but they didn't know what the reception would be. They didn't know if ARMS was going to be this mainstay of the Nintendo Switch, or if it was going to be a big flop.
Sure, but I would say that we have characters in here who were added under similar circumstances.
Maybe,
Roy in particular.
Wait. Maybe, but those characters were from pre-existing series.
That's fair.
The series were already successful. That's why a lot of people are doubtful of an ARMS character happening right away.
I still feel like he has a chance just because it would be one of the only Nintendo IPs that isn't represented.
Yeah.
So I think that he still does have a good chance.
Some people believe, too... Oh, and I gotta mention that. Some people believe, too, that he might try to add characters... because this is kind of the ultimate Super Smash Brothers game, he might try to add characters that he wanted to add to Smash Brothers before that he never got a chance to.
Urban Champion.
That'd be something. But among that list would be a Rhythm Heaven character.
Okay.
Possibly Chorus Kids. Chrom, which a lot of people think might be an Ike Echo. And I just thought about this. I don't remember if this was ever confirmed or if it was just a rumor, but I believe it was once said that in Smash 64, that other characters Sakurai considered that didn't wind up making the game were like Peach, Bowser, Zelda, and Meowth.
Oh god, you know what? Meowth's chances actually might have gotten better because Decidueye would no longer be a new... Like, he would no longer be the grass starter.
No, that's the thing. We have Ivysaur now. So that arbitrary position is filled.
Yeah. And we know Eevee's not in.
Yep.
So there's no Eevee. Probably not Decidueye at this point.
As far as I know...
Although there's still an option for him.
As far as I know, the Meowth Assist Trophy has not... Or the Meowth Pokeball has not been seen yet, as far as I know.
That would be something else.
I'd be totally down for that. I'd be completely 100% down for Meowth as the newcomer.
I think if we see a new third party, I think Rayman is looking the most likely.
Oh, I forgot about the third parties. The big rumor is still...
I feel like Rayman or Crash.
Simon Belmont's still the big rumor.
That'd be interesting.
Simon Belmont's still the big rumor.
Was that a Vergabin link?
That was a Vergabin. That was a Vergabin link. And people are saying it's like, well, they didn't show it off, so it was untrue. But the thing is... He never said when. He said Ridley was going to be shown off at E3. He never said when Simon Belmont was going to be revealed.
Shoot. Okay, it might actually be Simon Belmont then.
And I would be totally down for that.
It's fair. Yeah, that could be it. Because, yeah, Vergabin has been on so far.
Mm-hmm.
See, we know Takamaru's not in.
Takamaru's an assist.
We know Sukapon's not in. We know... I'm literally just looking through your roster right now.
Oh, is that right?
The only reason I'm really iffy on Chrom is that I'm looking at the Fire Emblem roster, and it's like it already consists almost entirely of Echo or Echo adjacent characters.
Right, because like Roy is not
an Echo,
another one, but like
to add another one, it just seems like there's got to be a point where Sakurai just tells himself he has to stop. You know?
Yeah.
Because goddamn, dude.
I like Chrom, so I wouldn't mind if they did that, but oh my god, I know the internet would.
Outside of K. Rool, and I feel like K. Rool and Captain Toad are the two that I'm most confident in at the moment.
For me, K. Rool is far above any other character in terms of confidence and expectations.
K. Rool is the one where I'm like, I would be shocked if he's not in at this point.
Given what we've seen, for sure.
Yeah. I think Captain Toad and Geno are high impact enough that they're possibilities.
Yeah.
I think Captain Toad would be prioritized if he had to choose one of the two. But
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's really hard to tell now.
The whole thing has just been shaken up so much.
Oh yeah.
I honestly still am expecting Springman.
I'd love to see it. You know, I said if it doesn't happen base roster, I hope I see it DLC.
I'm honestly not too hot on the idea of a new Xenoblade character anymore. I think if we do get one, it'll probably be Rex.
Yeah, probably.
But I think that Xenoblade is one of the situations where I don't think it feels like we need one.
Yeah, I
don't think its characters are as high impact as some of the other characters that could come in. Because at this point, I'm not worried anymore about like getting a new rep for every series because I don't think that's going to be the case with this game.
See, because for me personally, I would say Elma isn't like in my top 3 of most wanted, maybe top 4. Because I really want K. Rool, Springman, and Rayman, and Simon Belmont. So I guess that's my top 5. Throw in Simon Belmont, Elma, and Elma. You've got my top 5. Oh, but now if Meowth's a possibility too, this is hard. People tell me, oh man, Nintendo's running out of characters to put in Smash Brothers. Bullshit. There's lots.
They're really
I
not.
just named 6 that I'd love to see.
Yeah, you know what you forgot?
A lot.
Impa.
Impa, Takamaru, Waluigi, the champions from Breath of the Wild. There's too many characters I'd love to see.
Sure, but I think Impa is one of the high-impact characters that could still be... I think she's still a possibility.
Maybe.
Because a lot of people have been asking for a new Zelda character for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
When you talk about popularity, Impa has been growing pretty quickly recently.
They haven't, one thing I was wondering about, they haven't showed off young Link's Final Smash yet. We know that Toon Link's Final Smash is still Triforce Slash, as opposed to Link now having the Ancient Arrow Final Smash, which is pretty cool. So I wonder if Young Link is going to do something Fierce Deity based.
Do we know if Zelda and Sheik's Final Smashes have changed?
We know that Zelda's...
Oh yeah, Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom.
Yes, we have not seen Sheik's yet.
Okay, because I was going to say, because the Ancient Arrow reminded me of their Final Smash.
Yeah, it was basically a replacement for the Light Arrow. They kind of swapped. Zelda has something Triforce related and Link has an arrow.
That's actually really fascinating. I mean, I get it. It's because they're basing it off Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess, does the Triforce really exist in Breath of the Wild? It's nothing that's really
They don't talk about it, but I think it's just because they're at a point where I think it feels like they're beyond the Triforce at that point. Because I think it's because we're looking at a world where, actually, yeah, I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if at that point it's like Ganondorf has already gotten it.
Maybe. I didn't even think of that.
So I think that's the main thing, because Breath of the Wild comes at a time when the fight has already been lost. So that might be it. But yeah, they didn't really discuss the Triforce at all, which I think it was mostly just because of the style of the game and because they weren't going as story heavy with it, that it was just this would just kind of clutter it a bit.
Yeah, I just didn't even think about that till now. The Triforce is not a big theme in Breath of the Wild.
I'm not too hot on a Rhythm Heaven character, but I wouldn't be upset if one got in.
I just don't love Rhythm Heaven.
Yes, I also like it. I would like to see a character. I just don't know if it's going to be a priority at this point.
Yes, that's the thing. With the small number of newcomers that they are, implying, I just don't think a Rhythm Heaven character is going to be as big of a priority, or at least it's hard to tell.
With that said, it's yeah, so we really are just spitballing at this point, just because the rug has been entirely pulled from under us.
Oh yeah,
more or less.
Yeah. Everything is different. Every Smash game up till now has really emphasized these are the new fighters, and we have to cut out some of the less interesting veterans to make room for them. We will, and this one's this one's not doing that.
I think we might not get that many Echo Fighters, honestly. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to think of who you can even make Echo Fighters for, and the only ones I can even see is, yeah, you could do Funky for Donkey Kong. You could also do Dixie for Diddy.
Possibly. I mean, it's gonna be a little weird because there's no tail, but
looking outside of that, I'm I don't think you can really make a good Echo Fighter out of the Kirby series. I don't think you can really do an Echo out of the Zelda series. I looking at it, it's I don't think there's really that many options for Echo Fighters that are actually hugely popular characters.
Right. I saw someone suggest Blood Falcon, and I was well, who really wants Blood Falcon though? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be that Daisy and possibly Shadow are the only actual new Echo Fighters that we get, and so maybe we will actually get more unique newcomers than we initially thought, and less Echoes. But I'm still not expecting us to get more than 10 tops of both combined. Because even then, you're looking at a roster of 70 spaces. When you combine Pokemon Trainer and the Miis, and then add 10 newcomers, you're looking at around 70.
Yeah.
Possibly a little under, maybe a little above of spaces on the roster.
Yep.
So that's big. That's really big. I also wonder how many newcomers they're just not going to show us and let us discover in the game, because they are leaning really hard into the unlocking aspect.
Yes, I want to talk about that. That was interesting. In general, I'm not especially in Smash Brothers, I have typically not been a big fan of how many secret characters there have been, because for me, more than anything, Super Smash Brothers is like a party multiplayer game. So when I buy the game, I want to be able to take it to friend's house and play with everybody and play with all the characters, and having secret characters got in the way with that. Because like, okay, well, I gotta play and get good at the game to get all the characters so we can all have fun with all the characters. However, the way they're doing it now, what they're implying is that you just start with the 12 from 64 and then you unlock everyone else. That's so, like, referential that I kind of like it.
and apparently they streamlined it and made it a lot easier to get everybody, so that's cool. And the thing is, like, I really liked the feeling of unlocking things. That was one of the problems that I had with Smash 4, was I just felt like... I felt like there just wasn't a lot to unlock.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people would agree with you. I know... It's very 50-50. I know a lot of people that agree with me and say, like, yeah, they should just have them all unlocked. I know a lot of people that would agree with you and say, man, secret characters are so fun to unlock that you don't want to lose that.
Yeah. So I think that just comes down to the personal taste thing.
Yep.
But yeah, so with that, I wonder how many characters they're not going to tell us about that they'll have us just discover in the game.
Yeah.
Because that was something that kind of felt like it was missing from 4 as well. Because, God, I don't know. I remember, like, discovering that Mewtwo was in Melee while playing it.
It's difficult because of all the leaks. Like, I mean, Duck Hunt Dog could have been a big surprise back in Smash 4 had it not been revealed early.
Yeah, so I guess that really just comes down to the world is a different place now, and we get all this information spoiled for us. So it might be that, you know, we don't really get any surprises, but who's to say at this point?
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to see a Dragon Quest rep.
Yeah, I'd still love to.
I don't think that a generic hero would be a priority at this point from Dragon Quest.
Just use Erdrick.
I would love for Erdrick to be in. I would love for Erdrick or Angelo or any of the actual, like, significant named characters from the series to be in.
Erdrick.
I would love Erdrick. I don't know if Dragon Quest is going to be... I don't know, priority. It's just, it's hard to tell, because it's like, if you have to pick, like...
I mean, it's so hard with Dragon Quest because the perception around the world is so different. In the States, Dragon Quest is just not even discussed. It's so niche. And
Dragon Quest 11 looks so good, though.
And then in Japan, if I remember correctly, it was recently considered, like, the third best video game series of all time. Like,
absolutely.
That's how big the difference is.
Yeah, Final Fantasy took off here, and Dragon Quest took off over there.
Yeah.
God, it's really something to see.
It's so strange to me, like how different that could be.
I understand why. Dragon Quest leaned a lot more into... I don't know how to describe this. It's more Japanese in terms of its taste.
Yes.
And the things that they put in it.
Right.
Final Fantasy went really heavy on the storytelling and used like European fantasy and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, and you know, I totally agree. Dragon Quest not only artistically is much more catered to Japanese, you know, artistry, but also like in terms of like plot themes and character themes is a lot more anime-ish.
When you look at like the bunny girls and everything, like just a lot of stuff in there is just much more rooted in Japanese culture than Final Fantasy. So I get that, but
I'd still love it. I would love to see a Dragon Quest character in Smash Bros.
Oh, absolutely. Dragon Quest is one of my favorite series. Like I genuinely like love those games.
Yeah, I remember playing with you through Journey of the Cursed King.
You know, I have been at the final dungeon for that for like 8 years.
Is that right? You know what? I will say this. After 5 years, I finally just beat Remix 10 on Rhythm Heaven Fever.
Oh, God. Dragon Quest VIII, I love that game, but man, it has so many fake-out endings. And it goes on for so long. It's a great game, though. Yeah, I don't... Is there anything else to talk about?
There is a lot of other stuff to talk about, but it's not coming to mind. There's always going to be stuff to talk about with this.
Yeah, I'm just kind of stunned at this point. So that's our general thing. Is like we're gonna need to have some discussions just privately about like what we're gonna do about Smash Talk and everything.
Oh yeah, because everything's changed.
This has completely upset the plan for what we were expecting. I guess I'm glad we waited till E3 to do more. But, like, goddamn. Yeah, we were doing those completely from the assumption that we were going to get, like, around 15 newcomers spread out across all games.
I mean, I would say, as it is now, our ideas for the Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon Smash Talks are fairly obsolete.
Yeah. Well, for the Mario, it's like, it's just a debate of Captain Toad now.
Yeah. And
Captain Toad
for
and
Zelda, it really is just, do we get a newcomer or not? Pokemon's completely blown out of the water.
I do want to say this. It seems like this is going way more off of fan popularity and what fans have wanted with this game.
Oh,
and I think
easily. With a choice like Ridley, it's gotta be.
And so I think that does significantly increase Gino's chances.
Yes, I agree.
So that's something I'm going to be thinking about, is like, with that compared to Captain Toad. And then also, if they would actually even be in competition.
The other thing that's interesting, I'm sure you've noticed, Peach, and also by extension Daisy's Toad special, is now a lot more functional than before.
Yes.
Toad fights with you like an assist trophy, or like a Luma.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I'll need to see more about that, too, and see if that changes how I feel about Captain Toad at all.
Right.
There's just a lot. As far as the Zelda stuff goes, I mean, getting Young Link back was a huge shock. I still think that what we said in the Zelda Smash Talk mostly stands up. Just when it comes to,
agree.
Just when it comes to, like, Impa and Tingle being, like, the two where it's like, I think we could see these.
Mm-hmm.
With Impa probably being the most likely at this point.
Oh, and since this is going on my channel, make sure you check out Chris's channel, Adustus, because that's where we have all those Smash Talks, and I know those videos have, like, less views than the ones I upload here, so I'm assuming a lot of you haven't seen those.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, basically we've been running two different series. We've been doing Smash Talk, which has been general. It's been based off the videos that I did for Smash 4. And it's been based off of just, like, the general kind of, what are the character possibilities for each franchise. We were going franchise by franchise. We got to figure out if we're going to change that up going forward, or if we're going to still keep doing what we were doing, because holy shit. And then on this channel, we've been doing more deep dive stuff, and, like, we're putting this up on his channel, because I feel like it's more suited for the kind of content that he does. It changes a lot. And then when it comes to the Pokemon stuff, I feel like the Pokemon stuff has been wildly... Our Pokemon video is the most outdated one, which is unfortunate, because I finally got it to go live.
Yeah, it's our newest one, and it took, like, what, 3 or 4 upload attempts because of the anime copyright stuff?
This is my curse. It's just like when I made that Fire Emblem video for Smash 4, and I was like, we haven't seen a new game for a long time, so it's hard to say. And I was really pushing for Harden, because I was like, if we get a new character, the only way to go is backwards. The only way to go is to go back to the history of the series, and Harden is a huge part of that history. And then literally the next day, hey, we're making the first new Fire Emblem game in a long-ass time. Announced 24 hours later. But yeah, so the Pokemon video, maybe we should just delete that and redo the whole thing. I don't know. No, we'll leave it up. But it's just, Pokemon, I think, is the thing that was affected the most, just because of the amount of people coming back and how much that changes for Pokemon. Because Mario didn't really get any new people coming back. Zelda got Young Link, and other than that, yeah, Pokemon is the series that got affected the most by everybody coming back, for sure. I guess that's basically it. I feel like we covered all the basics.
I think so too.
Smash speculation is dead, everybody.
It's wildly different.
We're obsolete now. We've been replaced by an E3 presentation where he confirmed 65 characters.
I was already
at once.
I was already replaced by, like, Relax Alex and Delzathan years ago.
Yeah. Well, what we got to do is we just need to do content where we just get on a webcam and we don't reason through things and we just shout at people.
That's what I used loudly, to do.
We just have super hype reactions about everything.
I used to logically yell at people. And then it turned out a lot of my assumptions were wrong because they added characters like Villager and Palutena that I was saying, they probably won't add those.
Yeah. Well. That's life. I do wonder if any of those huge Smash YouTubers ever watched us before they were a thing. I do wonder if Relax Alex ever watched our stuff way back in the day.
That would be a trip.
We're old, man.
Oh yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yay!
Your birthday's in 40 minutes for me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you better get ready. I'm taking you out. Meet me in Illinois.
Is that the halfway point between Oregon and New York?
I think it's closer to me, but that's fine.
For you.
Yeah. All right. How do we want to wrap this up?
Bye!
That's a good one.